The opinions and views expressed on this program do not reflect those of management or staff of Staten Island Television.
All statements, opinions, and views expressed in this program are for educational purposes only and are not a substitute for medical advice or recommendations of any type. You should consult with your medical professional before any diet or exercise program.
Thank you for joining the 50 Plus Fit Club. Please welcome your host, the trainer motivator, medical exercise specialist, Tony Books Avilez.
Hello, my name is Tony Books Avilez, and welcome to the 50 Plus Fit Club, where we discuss health, fitness, wellness, and weight loss, specifically for people 50 and over to share the secrets to divine health, a dynamic body, and a phenomenal life.
Episode number 1, Why We Exercise. It's time to move it.
The Move It segment is a brief but effective age-appropriate exercise set that's been created specifically for people who are novice exercisers, but it's modified in order to accommodate all fitness levels. So you can join me at home and you can follow and perform the exercises how they best suit you. So now we're going to go over the Move It segment, which is our exercise sequence for this episode. So I'm going to go over the exercises. I'm going to use the standard versions, and I'm going to also use the modified versions, and you're going to select which version of each exercise makes sense for you, and you're going to perform the exercises with me in the way that makes sense for you. So the first exercise we're going to perform is going to be the squat. So I'm going to do the standard version, which is bending down at the knees and hips into this position, inhale, and exhale up, right? So that is our standard squat. Inhale and exhale. We're going to do it without holding on to the hips, without holding on to anything. So the first modification is going to be to hold on to a chair, desk, table, something that you can use to help to manage your weight, and you're going to use that to lean upon, and you're going to squat down and up. You're going to use this as a means of assisting you to get up from the down position. Now, if you cannot squat all the way down, no problem. All you have to do is get into that squat position that makes sense. So if, because of your knees and hips, whatever complication you may have, if this is as low as you can get, then that's going to be your squat. The next one is going to be push-ups. So our standard position is going to be on the floor, which is pivot point will be the toes, contact point will be the hands. You're going to lower your body down to the floor while you inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. So that's the standard version. The modified version would be to use a chair or table, something that can hold your weight. You have a straight line between your shoulders, hips, knees, and ankles. Lower yourself down. Inhale, exhale. If this is even too much for you, you can even do your push-ups against the wall. Inhale, exhale. If that is too easy, then you can feel free to use the bottom of the chair. Inhale down and exhale. Inhale down and exhale. The next exercise is going to be a hip hinge. It's going to be very simple. Thumb goes into the fist, right thumb into the left fist. You're going to close it You're going to bend down at your hips and knees like such, almost like you're picking up a piece of paper, and then you're going to exhale, explode up. The top of your shoulders should be where the extended arms end up at the top of the movement. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Very nice. Inhale, exhale. So that's going to go at your own pace. You don't have to keep up with me. You're going to go at your own pace. If you need to go quicker, you can go quicker. Next is going to be a plank. The push-up plank is the top of that push-up position. It's an isometric exercise. So we're going to hold it for the full time that we're working. Inhale into the belly, exhale. Now our modified versions are going to be just like the push-up. So here, hold on to that position. Straight line between the shoulders, hips, knees, and ankle. And you're going to hold it. Isometric movement. That means isometric exercise. It means no movement. If that is not challenging enough for you, you can use the bottom. You're going to hold that. So now that we have those, we're going to go into the last two, mountain climbers. So we're going to be in the same position as the plank. So the mountain climber looks like this. I'm in that push-up plank position, and I am going to shift my feet going forward as I bring the knees going forward as well. So it looks like this. This is standard position, mountain climber. Okay? Modified, we're going to go back to that chair. Hands here, leaning forward, knees up, feet up, a little bit at a time. And if that is not challenging enough, we go to this position. Okay? Last exercise is another isometric exercise, which is an iso squat, which means you're going to perch yourself at the bottom of that squat position, and you're going to hold it for the entire segment, which is going to be 30 seconds. Modified is this. So how it works is that you're going to perform each exercise at your own pace for 30 seconds, and then you're going to get a 15-second break, which will be sounded by bells. You're going to hear the bells, which will be your cues. You're going to get a 15-second break to transition from one exercise to the next. So just follow me, do the best you can. Let's make it happen. Let's move it. So remember, you're going to be listening to the sound of the buzzer as your cue to get started. It's going to be 30 seconds of work, and then it's going to be 15 seconds of recovery. So for the first exercises, I'm going to do the modified version. And when we repeat them again, which we will repeat them again, I'm going to do the standard version. So we're starting off with squat. I'm going to start by sitting on the chair and standing up. No hands. Inhale on the way down. Exhale on the way up. And there's our squat. All right, so we're using this as a modified version. So if we needed to do another modified version, which I showed you before, we can hold on to the chair. Squat down as low as it makes sense for you. If you can't go all the way down, it's a little squat and then up. Very nice. So there's our 30 seconds. All right, so now we're going to transition into push-ups. So I'm going to do the modified version on the chair. So we have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So we recovered, and now we're starting the exercise. So once again, inhale down, exhale and push. Make sure that you're choosing something that's going to be able to hold your body weight, right? At your own pace. So I'm going to switch. Remember the modified, another modified version, if that's too easy for you, is to go down all the way and then up. Inhale, and then exhale. Inhale, and exhale. Very nice. Inhale, and exhale. Next one is the hip hinge. So, right thumb into left fist. I'm going to shift the view so you can see exactly what I'm doing. We're bending at the hip, bending at the knee, exploding up. Arms go to shoulder height. Inhale down and exhale. So this is an explosive movement, right? We're going from that bend almost as if we're picking up a piece of paper. Exhale, standing up straight like a soldier. And once again, the breathing is so important for this, extremely important for this, because as long as you can manage the breathing, it's going to help you to keep moving and help you to develop your endurance. All right, the next one we're going to do is plank. So that's the top of the push-up position, and we're gonna hold it. So I'm gonna start out in the first modified position. So I'm holding it, arms extended, straight line between the shoulders, hips, knees, and ankle. This, once again, is an isometric exercise, right? So there's no movement, even though our muscles are moving, or working, I should say, to help to keep us in this position. So the other modified position is this, if this makes sense for you. So part of these exercises that's great is that you can progress from the modified versions all the way to the standard versions. Very nice. So now we're going to transition. Next exercise is going to be the mountain climbers, right? So I'm going to start the mountain climbers here in the top modified position. I'll go to the other modified position. Right, in 3, 2, 1. So it's knees up, feet off the floor, knees up. Once again, manage your breathing. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. And you can pick it up by going a little faster, or actually into almost running. I'm going to switch into the other modified version, which will allow me to be in a better position to actually show what that running version looks like. So once again, your breathing is going to be paramount in order to maintain your stamina. Very good. So next exercise, or last one of the sequence, is the iso squat. So we're going to get down to that bottom of the squat position, and then we're going to hold it for the full 30 seconds. Let's go. So nothing special here. It's isometric, which means that you're going to feel your body quiver a little bit, and that's okay. That just demonstrates that even though you're not moving, your muscles are working. And from this position, breathe into your diaphragm. Big exhale out. Breathe into your diaphragm. Big exhale out. We're almost there. Don't give up on me. Very nice. So at this point in time, we're going to take 45 seconds to recover. So here's a great opportunity for you to grab some water. All right, I'm going to drink for a second. Drink water, that is. So you don't want to drink too much, because you don't necessarily want to have a lot of water in your belly when it's time for you to prepare for the next set. All right? So big breath in, because we're recovering now. Another big breath in through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. One more time. Big inhale. Exhale. The bell is coming. Let's start with our squats. So remember, no hands. I'm doing the standard versions now. But if you need to do the modified versions, then you just keep doing that modified version. The most important thing as you exercise is that you perform the exercises in a manner that is appropriate for you. You don't want to let any program, any person, any trainer, any exercise partner talk you into doing exercises that are not right for you. All right? You do it at your own pace, and then you take your time to progress. Now I'm going to do a standard push-up. It may be difficult for me to talk while I'm doing the push-ups, so I'm going to get into that push-up position. I'm going to inhale as I go down. Inhale. Exhale like I'm pushing the earth away from me. Good. Inhale. Whatever version that you're doing, you could be doing it against the wall. You could be doing it against a chair, a desk, the seat of the chair. It doesn't matter. Just try to manage your form as I've instructed you as best you can, and then go at your own pace. And there goes the bell. Very nice. Big inhale, big exhale to recover. Next exercise is coming in quick, so we're going back to the hip hinge. We don't really have a modification for this one, so it's just thumb into fist. Inhale, exhale, explode up. This hip hinge is such an important exercise because it works so much of your muscle groups, and it's an exemplification of a lot of things that we do. There's a part of it that we use for walking upstairs, for reaching for things, for pushing things, moving furniture, all those things that apply to your activities of daily living. Really, really great exercise. Next one is plank. You hear I'm breathing hard, right? I'm working. I hope you're breathing hard at home too. So I'm gonna get into that push-up plank position. Once again, isometric exercise. We're holding it. We're breathing into the diaphragm. We don't want the butt up like this, because if you can't get yourself into the proper position for the plank, then what you really need to do is to do a modified version. As I've been saying before, perform the versions of the exercise that makes sense for you where you are now. You'll improve as you go along. All right, so I'm not gonna get up because the next exercise is gonna be mountain climbers on the floor. So I'm gonna get in that position. I'm gonna give you a different view here. Big breath to recover. And here are our mountain climbers. What I really like about this one is, just like the plank, just like the push-up, there's a lot of core that's involved. But what we're basically doing is we're combining the core along with activity from the lower body. So we bring in an aerobic effect to that same position and movement. All right, so last one is going to be iso squat. So super important at this point, because you're breathing hard. So breathe into your diaphragm, and to make sure that your breathing is under control. Because even though we're trying to recover from those active exercises we're doing that we did before, this is active, but just in a different way. Into the diaphragm and out. In through the nose, out through the mouth. So remember, if going down this low does not make sense for you, then you go down and hold that position in the place or the depth that makes sense for you. So that is the end of our exercise sequence. We did it twice, so that means we did 2 rounds. In a perfect world, we'd probably do this multiple times, maybe 3 rounds or 4 rounds. But now you get the idea of how you can proceed by doing a very, very highly effective, age-appropriate exercise sequence at home. So this is our movement section. Make sure you try to apply it to your life. Do it consistently. You will enjoy and get a lot of value from your effort and all the benefits. Till next time, move it.
I exercise so that I can stay fit and healthy. Exercise has helped me stay flexible, movable. I enjoy walking now because I exercise on a daily basis, and I don't feel so tired as I did prior to exercise. My favorite form of exercise is weightlifting.
I exercise to lose weight and stay fit and stay healthy. In addition to all the health benefits, exercise has helped me keep my mental state pretty high, because it's great stress relief, it's great staying active, it does wonders. I prefer the group fitness interval training because it's great motivation to be in a group that's working out with you and keeping everyone motivated.
Outlive. An excerpt from the book Outlive by Dr. Peter Attia, MD. More than any other tactical domain we discuss in this book, exercise has the greatest power to determine how you will live out the rest of your life. There are reams of data supporting the notion that even fairly minimal amounts of exercise can lengthen your life by several years. It delays the onset of chronic diseases pretty much across the board, but it is also amazingly effective at extending and improving health span. Not only does it reverse physical decline, which I suppose is somewhat obvious, but it can slow or reverse cognitive decline as well. It also has benefits in terms of emotional health. So, if you adopt only one set of habits based on this book, it must be in the realm of exercise. If you currently exercise, you'll likely want to rethink and modify your program. If exercise is not a part of your life at the moment, you are not alone. 77% of the U.S. population is like you. Now is the time to change that. Even a little bit of daily activity is much better than nothing. Going from 0 weekly exercise to just 90 minutes per week can reduce your risk of dying from all causes by 14%. It's very hard to find any drug that can do that.
I exercise because I'm getting older and I want to stay mobile and flexible as I get older, and I want my health to deteriorate less quickly than most people do as they age. Exercise has assisted me in multiple ways. I have no cartilage in my knees and there was a lot of pain, and the more I exercise, the less pain there is in my knees because it keeps the rest of me more loose, you stretch out everything better with exercising. So exercise has assisted me in continuing to maintain my mobility as I'm aging. My favorite form of exercise are the group classes because I don't actually like exercising, but I love the people around me and they keep me motivated.
I exercise to stay flexible, to stay firm, stay fit, and to prepare for what's coming next. I want to be able to move and feel good. Exercise helps me keep moving, and it helps me be a lot more mobile, and I think it makes me a bit stronger, and I don't want to fall. I meant to say that for why I exercise. So I feel like exercise gives me functionality and stability that I wouldn't have if I didn't do it.
An excerpt from the book Outlive by Dr. Peter Attia, MD. It's obviously not a revelation that exercise is good for you. But not many people realize how profound its effects really are. Study after study has found that regular exercisers live as much as a decade longer than sedentary people. Not only do habitual runners and cyclists tend to live longer, but they also stay in better health with less morbidity from other causes related to metabolic dysfunction. For those who are not habitual exercisers yet, you're in luck. The benefits of exercise begins with any amount of activity north of zero. Just like almost any diet represents a vast improvement from eating fast food. Almost any exercise is better than remaining sedentary.
I exercise because my job requires me to move around a lot, and I want to stay fit and healthy. Exercise has helped me. I feel stronger, more mobile, I feel healthier, and I have more energy. My favorite form of exercise is jump rope. I like to jump rope.
I exercise because it keeps me fit, and I sit a lot at my job, so this helps me get up and moving. It has made me lose a significant amount of weight to be able to do things as I get older that I would have never thought to do in my younger years. I've done the Rugged Maniac 7 times. I've done the Spartan twice. There are obstacle course races that test your limits and your fears with different levels of strength and activity. I enjoy weightlifting. It gets me stronger. I like to be strong.
An excerpt from the book Outlive by Dr. Peter Attia, MD. There is no other intervention, drug or otherwise, that can rival the magnitude of the benefit. Exercise is so effective against the diseases of aging that it has often been compared to medicine. A comparison that I think is unfair to medicine. And you do not need a doctor to prescribe exercise for you. This powerful drug, called exercise, miraculously extends lifespan and improves health span. The difference is that it requires much more work and knowledge than simply taking a pill.
You need to know.
Too often, people will not get started with exercise because they are too confused or overwhelmed regarding how intense exercise needs to be in order for it to be effective. And the truth of the matter is that we have this portal into the rest of the world called social media, where you'll see people who are referred to as, I go open quote, exercise or fitness influencers, and they basically show themselves doing super intense exercise that was overwhelming to the average person. And what happens is that the observer looks at that and says, there's no way that I can do that. There's no way that I'll ever get to that. Why bother? And the truth of the matter is that, in my opinion, it's an irresponsible presentation to what exercise really is. So when you're starting an exercise program, you really want to put it under the filter of what is referred to as the FIT principle, right? F-I-T-T. So there's 4 filters you put it under. Number 1, frequency, which asks the question, how many times per week that you're going to select to exercise. The I stands for intensity, which is how difficult, how challenging that each exercise routine is going to be for you. The T, first T, stands for time, which means how long are you going to be performing the exercise when you go to do it. And then T stands for type. Is it going to be recreation? Is it going to be strength training? Is it going to be some type of aerobic exercise? So the real key is to say, to take it through this filter and to say, okay, I'm going to exercise 4 times per week with an intensity level of anywhere, especially if you're beginning. You want your intensity level to be like around a 4 to at the highest level an 8 in terms of difficulty. And we'll talk about that in another episode, how we figure that out. And then the time, you're looking at as little in some cases as 15 minutes. If you can do up to an hour, it all depends. And then the type, I'm going to say in the beginning, you probably want to select a type that is going to be regarded as fun for you. Only because you want to get into the habit. Now, maybe, just like in life, you can't only just do the things that are fun for you. You're going to have to do some things that are going to be challenging for you to get the best results. But in the meantime, when you are starting out, the last thing you want to do is to start out having the exercise be too intense for a few reasons. Number 1, if the exercise is more intense than what you're capable of, it's not going to be pleasant. You're not going to continue to do it. Number 2, you're probably going to have a result of being really sore and really hurt afterwards, which once again is going to prevent you from doing it. And then number 3, it's going to be something that you probably will not be able to figure out that you can continue. And it's less likely that you're going to continue in that endeavor. So use those 4 things when thinking about how to get started with your exercise. And we'll have more information for you at another time about not only how to get started, but how to stay in the fight. Thank you again for joining us here at the 50 Plus Fit Club. And always remember this. All good things can come to you. Your dream of health can come true. The health you have can be divine, but it will take some work and time. Your life's decisions must be wise, so please eat well and exercise. Keep away from stress and strife, and let God bless you with a wonderful life. Always remember to put your heart and soul in your goal and be phenomenal.